Hello, it's Chris. Well, here's my story. Very simply, my story is quite a journey, and I think a lot of you are going to be able to relate with my story because I've been around quite a bit and I've always tried to live my dream, and even though the odds were stacking up against me, I've always done it anyway. Money has been short before, things have been rough, but I want you to hear this story because I think you're going to be able to relate with it, and I think that hopefully something in this story will help bring you together into our group, the Rainmakers, okay? So my story is very simple. I grew up in a family, a great family, had great parents, had some awesome opportunities in life as a child. Now, after high school, I always wanted to live my dream. I always wanted to be a professional kickboxer. I grew up with Thai culture in my family, and I wanted to live that. And so I dropped everything right after I graduated, and I moved to Southeast Asia, to Thailand, actually southern Thailand, and I studied the art of Muay Thai. Muay Thai is a kickboxing art from Thailand. And it was a dream of mine. I lived there amongst the people, I lived in a camp, I lived out in the sticks, you probably can imagine, and I got kicked in the head about 8 million times. It was one of the best experiences of my life. It taught me discipline, it taught me how to be motivated, how to be determined, to work towards goals, these kind of things. Things that I use in my business to this day. Well, I also realized that being a professional kickboxer probably wasn't something I could do when I was 50, 60 years old. So with that being said, I moved back to the United States, back to Minnesota where I grew up and was raised. And of course, just like you've heard before, my parents would say, Chris, you need to go get a college education so you can go get a job. And that's what I did. I went to the University of Minnesota. I studied criminology and business management. And in fact, before I even graduated, right after 9/11 happened, I got a job offer from Homeland Security. I had the fortunate ability to give back in my own way, and that was to fight terrorism through working through that organization in the government. It was a great experience. Now, I also realized that the government wasn't for me. I wanted more for myself, so I left that occupation, which was a great experience, a great learning experience for me, and I became a financial advisor. Reason being is I knew I wanted to be successful. I didn't know how. I knew I wanted to have freedom and have more money to do the things I wanted to do, but I didn't know exactly how, so I just figured if I could work with other successful people and work with their money, some might come my way. Well, I was very fortunate and blessed. I became a very, very successful financial advisor in Boca Raton, Florida, and I lived on the beach. I had the sports cars. I had the great things. At such a young age, it was an amazing experience. But the one thing I didn't have was time. I was very stressed out in that occupation. I was bound by my job. And I saw my friends and my colleagues going out having fun, and I was so stuck and stressed with my occupation that I just couldn't go do those things. And it was through happenstance one day I met a family member who I'd never met before, an uncle of mine, who introduced me to becoming an entrepreneur, the basics, the fundamentals. He introduced me to the industry of network marketing, actually. And I got into that industry actually right after I met him. I started doing some long thinking, and I was pretty much fed up with my job. And I quit my job cold turkey. Now, before you do anything, before you quit your job, I do not recommend that you do that. Reason being, it was one of the toughest times in my life. I didn't have a backup. I didn't have money coming in, so it put a lot of pressure on me. In fact, it actually ruined one of the relationships in my life because of that. Now, do I regret it? Of course not. I'm with Heather, who's now the love of my life. It's an amazing experience there. But I got to tell you that me taking that leap of faith was a big part of this journey, because now I was exposed to an industry that could allow me to earn whatever I wanted to earn, to have that freedom of time, to be able to sit here and talk to you and lead you like I'm doing now. So I got into network marketing. I struggled for about 2 years. I had my phone bill turned off more times than you can remember. My phone was turned off. My house, things were taken away from me because I was willing to go the distance at whatever cost. Okay? At whatever cost to myself, not to others. And so by doing so, I found a company, an organization out there in e-commerce. I got involved with it. I learned a lot of great things. And during this process, I met an individual called Richard Call. Richard Call is a legend in the industry. He taught me some of the great things and the basic things that I needed to do as an entrepreneur to succeed. And since then, I've built multiple organizations to over thousands and thousands of people. I've had awards come my way, recognition come my way for leadership and innovation, etc. But the best thing about this is I have met people across the world that I can honestly say I can call them friends, business partners, etc. And I was just thinking the other day, I can almost go to almost any country in the world and have someone to stay with. And that is an amazing thing. that you cannot put a price tag on. So that's my story, and just recently I was introduced to My Internet Business, the owners. I've had some great input into the development of this company, and I gotta say I'm very, very proud to bring you this company, this organization called the Rainmakers, and I look forward to working with you, I really do. So if you have any questions, make sure you feel free to call me personally on my cell, otherwise shoot me an email. Otherwise, make sure that you look around the website, check out everything, and don't be afraid to contact me. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.